Many of us, even seasoned fitness enthusiasts, hold a strong belief that the human body functions much like a safe. We imagine that as long as you deposit enough money, in this case, protein, within a 24-hour period, you can effectively withdraw and utilize it whenever you please. We often convince ourselves that abstaining from protein all day, only to then consume a massive amount at dinner after work, yields results equivalent to splitting our intake throughout the day. However, modern medical science and molecular biology have unequivocally proven a completely opposite truth. The reality is that how you distribute that protein throughout the day is absolutely critical for your muscle health, the rate of aging, and your overall metabolism, far exceeding the significance of a mere cumulative daily number. If you continue the habit of letting your body starve for protein at a cellular level for many hours, only to then stuff it to overload in a single meal, you are squandering a vast amount of money, time, and your very own health potential. Today, we will delve deep into the intricacies of our cells, uncovering the most subtle and pervasive nutritional myths, and exploring the art of protein time mining to optimize every single gram of nutrient you put into your body. To understand why we've fallen for this misconception, let's first examine how the fitness industry and biotechnology have shaped our thinking over the past 2 decades. We are living in an era of big data, where nearly everything is quantified. Applications like MyFitnessPal or Fat Secret have fostered a habit known as meeting your macros, or if it fits your macros, IFYM. This philosophy teaches us that as long as your daily carbohydrate, fat, and protein targets are met by the end of the day, the form or timing of their intake becomes irrelevant. This has led to an extremely prevalent trend, especially among office workers and busy individuals. You might hastily drink a cup of coffee in the morning, then for lunch, opt for a salad overflowing with greens, but with a meager few shredded chicken pieces, fearing a heavy stomach or post-meal drowsiness. Then, as night falls, to make up for the deficits shown on your app, you indulge in a decadent 500-gram steak feast or a massive pan of grilled meat. Your phone app flashes green. Congratulations, you've met your nutritional goals. But deep inside your body, a silent metabolic crisis is quietly unfolding. While phone algorithms can simply add up numbers throughout the day, the human biological system fundamentally does not operate in a mechanically cumulative fashion. Instead, it adheres to strict biological rhythms and metabolic limits that have been programmed over millions of years of evolution. The core difference lies in how the body stores and processes each type of macronutrient. When you consume excess carbohydrates, your body intelligently stores them as glycogen in your liver and muscles, or converts them into subcutaneous fat reserves to be used during periods of scarcity. However, for protein, there is absolutely no such dedicated storage facility. When a piece of steak or a glass of milk enters your stomach, digestive enzymes like pepsin immediately get to work, diligently breaking down those massive protein chains into minuscule building blocks called amino acids. These amino acids are then absorbed through the wall of the small intestine, flowing directly into your bloodstream to form what medical science refers to as the free amino acid pool. This isn't a static reservoir for storage. Rather, it's a continuous, dynamic current. Every second of every minute, your body draws amino acids from this pool to regenerate skin cells, synthesize hormones, produce antibodies for your immune system, and most importantly, to repair damaged muscle fibers. This vital process is known as protein turnover. The surprising and indeed most pivotal point of this entire story is that your muscle-building construction site possesses a limited working capacity during each operational session. If you supply it with just enough building material, it will construct efficiently. However, if you suddenly dump an enormous mountain of material all at once, the biological builders within your body cannot simply accelerate their pace tenfold to process everything. They will only take precisely the maximum threshold they can process. So, what happens to the surplus amino acids from your lavish dinner? Sadly, they are not tucked away in a storage facility to be saved for the next morning. Your liver is forced to work overtime, breaking down the structure of these excess amino acids, detaching their toxic nitrogen groups, and converting them into urea for your kidneys to excrete through urine. The remaining energy from the protein molecules will be transformed into glucose and, most likely, will ultimately be stored as excess fat around your waistline. To provide compelling evidence for this stringent protective mechanism, researchers from McMaster University in Canada and the University of Texas conducted groundbreaking clinical experiments. They uncovered a fascinating physiological phenomenon they termed the muscle-full effect. Imagine your muscle cells as a sponge. Once that sponge is saturated with water, no matter how many more liters you pour onto it, the water will simply overflow. Similarly, when you consume approximately 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein in a single meal, your body maximally activates the process of muscle protein synthesis. Beyond this threshold, consuming additional protein at the same time does not further increase the rate or amount of muscle protein synthesis. So, why specifically 30 grams and not some other figure? The answer lies deep within the chemical structure of a crucial essential amino acid called leucine. In the realm of sports medicine, leucine is often likened to the golden key that ignites the mTOR pathway, a critical biological signaling pathway directly responsible for instructing your body to develop muscle. However, this mTOR lock is quite stubborn and requires a sufficiently strong turning force to activate it. That crucial turning force is precisely the threshold concentration of leucine in your bloodstream, which typically falls around 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal. To obtain this crucial amount of leucine, you absolutely must consume 25 to 30 grams of complete protein from sources such as eggs, meat, fish, or dairy. When you opt for a measly 10-gram protein breakfast, the leucine level is simply too low, and the mTOR engine remains dormant, completely inactive. As a result, throughout that morning and afternoon, instead of building and repairing, your body enters a state of self-cannibalization, breaking down existing muscle tissue to liberate amino acids and sustain more critical survival activities for your vital internal organs. The insidious damage caused by this biologically mistimed eating won't cause you to collapse immediately. Instead, it acts as a silent thief, gradually siphoning away your youth and vitality year after year. Initially, you might only experience gnawing hunger pangs and intense sugar cravings around 3 p.m. This is precisely when your blood sugar plummets dramatically because your body lacked the crucial presence of protein, which helps slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream from your lunchtime meal. In the long run, the repercussions become truly terrifying. As we cross the age of 35, the human body begins to experience a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance, meaning your muscle cells become lazier and more demanding. They require a much stronger leucine signal to wake up and get to work. If you continue the habit of skipping protein at breakfast and consolidating your protein intake into a large evening meal, you are actively accelerating sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. As your muscles atrophy, the body's largest energy furnace shrinks. You might eat the same amount of food as you did at 20, but now your body accumulates fat at a dizzying pace. Not only that, but muscles are also responsible for storing and processing up to 80% of the glucose from your food. Muscle loss, therefore, means glucose circulates freely in your bloodstream for longer periods, leading to insulin resistance, prediabetes, and opening the door to a host of cardiovascular diseases. You see, incorrect protein distribution is not merely a matter of how big or small your muscles are. It is the foundational determinant of your metabolic health for the subsequent decades of your life. Understanding this harsh reality, the biggest question that arises is, How can we possibly restructure our meals in a world where time is often our most precious luxury? Modern life constantly pushes us into endless, demanding cycles. Perhaps you're a manager grappling with ledgers, revenue figures, or staff bonuses for a service facility operating continuously every day. Or maybe you're a busy parent caring for an incredibly active and clingy 2- or 3-year-old, expecting you to stand in the kitchen 3 times a day, meticulously weighing and measuring every gram of chicken breast or fish fillet is simply unrealistic. Therefore, we urgently need innovative and smarter solutions. First, let's embrace the principle of nutritional synchronization. If you're preparing baby food or breakfast for your little ones, design dishes that both adults and children can enjoy, yet provide an exceptionally high protein content. For instance, instead of traditional plain rice porridge, consider using quinoa cooked with rich bone broth, combined with whisked eggs or finely minced meat. A frittata or egg muffin made from fresh eggs packed with vegetables, prepared the night before and reheated in the microwave, takes only 2 minutes, but can immediately deliver a complete 20 grams of protein. Second, leverage the concept of portable protein and advanced supplements. Don't solely depend on whole, natural foods if your schedule is simply too packed. A tub of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt mixed with a scoop of whey isolate or collagen peptides can deliver over 40 grams of protein and takes less than a minute to prepare. Modern sports medicine even encourages the use of EAAs, essential amino acids, in powdered form, mixed into a water bottle to be sipped throughout your workday morning. EAAs go directly into the bloodstream without requiring digestion, providing the perfect leucine surge to maintain a muscle-building state even while you're at your desk crunching numbers, without needing to chew anything. Third, master the science of chrononutrition, or timing your nutrients. Science proves that our bodies are most insulin-sensitive and have the best capacity for protein synthesis during the first half of the day, when the body is in an active biological state. Therefore, it's time to reverse the traditional mealtime model. Transform your breakfast or late lunch into the largest protein meal of the day, aiming for approximately 35 to 40 grams. For a later dinner, when your digestive system needs to rest and recuperate, you only need to consume around 15 to 20 grams of protein from easily digestible sources like tofu, white fish, or plant-based proteins. Prioritize plenty of fiber to ensure deep sleep and prevent unwanted nighttime blood sugar spikes. However, modern medicine firmly believes there is no one-size-fits-all formula for the 8 billion people on this planet. For those of you practicing 16/8 intermittent fasting, protein distribution demands a much higher strategic calculation. Since you only have an 8-hour eating window, you simply cannot split your intake into 4 meals spaced 4 hours apart. In this specific scenario, the latest research indicates that consolidating your protein into 2 very large meals, for example, 50 grams of protein per meal, while exceeding the muscle full effect, remains the optimal strategy to preserve muscle mass. Although this excess protein doesn't directly build more muscle, it significantly slows down muscle protein breakdown, thereby safeguarding your overall muscle mass. Furthermore, if you are vegetarian or vegan, your challenge lies in the fact that plant-based proteins are often incomplete and have significantly lower leucine content than animal proteins. The medical solution for you is the principle of protein complementarity. You are required to combine different plant sources within the same meal, for example, brown rice paired with various beans, or peanut butter served with whole wheat bread. Concurrently, you will need to increase your total protein intake per meal by approximately 25% compared to meat eaters, meaning around 35 to 40 grams of plant protein per meal, to ensure a leucine concentration sufficiently high enough to effectively wake up the mTOR engine. Overall, regardless of which group you belong to, the core principle remains unchanged. Never allow your body to fall into a state of prolonged amino acid deficiency during the most metabolically active phases of your day. To conclude this intricate biological narrative, the most crucial message you should take away today is that our bodies are not computers that simply operate on cumulative end-of-day figures. Rather, they are a living, rhythmic ecosystem that demands a continuous and precisely timed supply of nutrients. Consistently distributing a balanced intake of 25 to 35 grams of protein with each main meal throughout the day is the strongest shield to protect your muscle mass, maintain metabolic strength, and significantly slow down the inexorable wheels of aging. Start as early as tomorrow by fundamentally upgrading your breakfast, transforming it into a vital time to irrigate your body with essential amino acids, rather than merely fueling it with empty carbohydrates. Now, I'm eager to hear your stories. What are the biggest challenges you face in arranging protein-rich meals amidst your busy work schedule? Please share your experiences and any small tips you might have in the comments section below. If you have any questions at all about biochemistry, nutrition, or specific health indicators, don't hesitate to ask. We'll analyze and discuss them together in more depth. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell icon to be among the first to receive groundbreaking medical knowledge and upcoming useful videos from Modern Health and Medicine. Finally, an important note. All information conveyed in this video is purely for general educational knowledge and reference, based on scientific research. This content absolutely cannot replace professional medical diagnosis or consultation from a qualified physician. Each body is a unique universe. If you are suffering from kidney disease, liver conditions, or other metabolic issues, please always consult your doctor or a clinical nutritionist to be properly examined and have a personalized meal plan designed specifically for you. I wish you all abundant health and boundless energy, and I look forward to meeting you again on our next journey of medical exploration.